Waking up at 3 a.m. is not a personality flaw. It does not mean you are weak, broken, cursed, or secretly becoming a raccoon. It usually means your body has a pattern, and once we know the pattern, we can troubleshoot it. The internet loves to say every 3 a.m. wake up is cortisol. Cortisol gets blamed for everything now. If your Wi-Fi drops, someone online will probably say it is cortisol. But here is the calmer truth. Cortisol is part of normal wake-up biology. It rises around morning awakening to help the body prepare for the day. That does not mean every middle of the night wake-up is a cortisol disorder. Cortisol may be part of the alarm system, but something else often pulls the alarm. And 3 a.m. is a very common time for that alarm to get loud. Earlier in the night, sleep pressure is high and deep sleep is more dominant. Later in the night, sleep gets lighter, REM periods get longer, and brief awakenings become easier to notice. So if alcohol is wearing off, reflux is creeping upward, the room is too hot, the airway is collapsing, glucose is dipping, or the brain suddenly opens a spreadsheet titled Everything We Have Ever Worried About, you may fully wake up. The key line for this episode is simple: 3 a.m. is not the diagnosis. It is the clue. So today we are walking through the 5 lanes that usually explain middle-of-the-night wake-ups. Then we will finish with a 7-night test plan you can actually use. Lane 1 is sleep drive, circadian timing, and conditioned wake-ups. Sleep is partly controlled by sleep pressure. The longer we are awake, the more pressure builds. As we sleep, that pressure drops. If we go to bed too early, nap too late, sleep in after a bad night, or spend too much time awake in bed, we may run out of sleep pressure before morning. Then 3 a.m. becomes the brain's awkward little lobby. This is where many people make the problem worse without meaning to. They wake up, check the clock, panic about tomorrow, scroll the phone, calculate how many hours are left, then negotiate with sleep like it owes them money. Over time, the bed becomes a wakefulness arena. The brain learns that the mattress is not just for sleep, it is also for problem solving, email drafts, imaginary arguments, and financial planning at 3:17 a.m. That is why CBT-I principles are so important. Chronic insomnia is not usually fixed by perfect sleep hygiene alone. It often needs stimulus control, consistent wake time, sleep scheduling, relaxation skills, and changing the fear loop around sleep. What can we try tonight? Keep the wake time consistent, even after a rough night. Avoid clock checking. If you are awake and frustrated for roughly 20 to 30 minutes, get out of bed and do something dim, boring, and phone-free until sleepy. The goal is not to punish yourself. The goal is to stop teaching the brain that bed equals battle. Lane 2 is alcohol, late meals, glucose, and body chemistry wake-ups. Alcohol is one of the most common 3 a.m. suspects because it can feel helpful at first. It may make us fall asleep faster, then fragment sleep later as the night goes on. That is the cruel little trick. Alcohol gives you a sleep receipt, then charges hidden fees around 3 a.m. It can also worsen snoring and sleep apnea by relaxing the throat muscles. So if someone says they sleep better with wine, we need to ask a better question. Do they fall asleep faster, or do they actually stay asleep better? Late heavy meals can also cause trouble. A big meal close to bed increases digestive load, body temperature, reflux risk, and sometimes wake-ups that feel like anxiety. The glucose lane needs nuance. True nocturnal hypoglycemia matters most in people with diabetes, especially those using insulin or certain glucose-lowering medications. Signs can include sweating, shaking, nightmares, racing heartbeat, confusion, or waking up restless and clammy. But for people without diabetes, we should not turn every 3 a.m. wake-up into a glucose panic. A wearable or CGM can be useful, but it can also create false alarms, including compression lows if someone sleeps on the sensor. What can we try tonight? No alcohol within 3 to 4 hours of bed, and the best test is skipping it completely for a week. Finish dinner earlier and keep it lighter. If true hunger is clearly waking you, test a small protein and fiber snack, but do not turn bedtime into a sugar rescue ritual. Lane 3 is reflux and laryngeal irritation. This one is underappreciated. Reflux does not always announce itself with classic heartburn. Sometimes it shows up as coughing, throat clearing, mucus, hoarseness, sour taste, chest pressure, tight throat, or waking up feeling like the airway is irritated. For singers, speakers, and anyone who cares about their voice, this matters. Laryngopharyngeal reflux can irritate the throat and vocal area even when the person does not feel typical heartburn. So if someone wakes at 3 a.m. coughing, clearing the throat, or feeling chest pressure and calling it anxiety, reflux deserves a seat at the investigation table. What can we try tonight? Finish dinner about 3 hours before bed. Avoid alcohol and large high-fat late meals. If reflux clues are present, try left side sleeping and consider elevating the head of the bed. Extra pillows are not the same thing as elevating the bed angle. Sometimes pillows just bend the neck and turn sleep into a low-budget folding chair experiment. Reflux needs evaluation if there is trouble swallowing, unexplained weight loss, vomiting, bleeding, anemia, persistent chest symptoms, or frequent reliance on over-the-counter reflux medication. Lane 4 is apnea, snoring, and the insomnia overlap. Sleep apnea does not always look dramatic. It is not always someone gasping like a movie scene. Sometimes it looks like repeated awakenings, insomnia, morning headaches, dry mouth, nighttime urination, high blood pressure, fatigue, anxiety like wake-ups, or waking unrefreshed after enough hours. This overlap between insomnia and sleep apnea is often called COMISA, which means comorbid insomnia and sleep apnea. That matters because many people with apnea do not walk into a doctor's office saying they stop breathing. They say they wake up all night. And if we keep treating apnea like ordinary insomnia, we can become very skilled at managing the wrong problem. What can we try tonight? Avoid alcohol near bed, sleep on the side, address nasal congestion, and do not use sedatives to cover up repeated gasping, choking, or snoring. What needs evaluation? Loud snoring, witnessed breathing pauses, gasping, choking, morning headaches, dry mouth, high blood pressure, daytime sleepiness, or waking unrefreshed. Those are sleep apnea clues, and they deserve screening. Lane 5 is environment and stress loops. The bedroom can either help sleep stay stable, or it can keep tapping the brain on the shoulder. Heat is a big one. A room that is too warm can increase awakenings and reduce sleep quality. Light at night can shrink the body's internal night signal. Noise may not fully wake us every time, but the brain still has to process it. So the room should be cool, dark, quiet, and aggressively boring. The bedroom is not a nightclub, command center, charging station, and snack lounge. It is the cave. Then there is stress. Stress wake-ups often have a pattern. We wake, notice we are awake, think not again, then the brain starts solving tomorrow at a time when tomorrow has not opened for business. The fix is not to pretend we have no problems. The fix is to move problem solving earlier. Try a 10 to 15 minute worry appointment in the evening. Write the concern, the next action, and when you will handle it. Then at 3 a.m., the rule is simple: no problem solving in bed. If the brain opens the office, we close the office. Now here is the 7-night test plan. Night 1. Track the basics without obsessing. Bedtime, wake time, alcohol, dinner timing, reflux signs, snoring or gasping, room temperature, light, noise, and stress level. Do not over-interpret every wearable sleep stage. Night 2. Remove alcohol from the experiment. Not reduce it, remove it. Alcohol is one of the cleanest variables because it can sedate early and fragment later. Night 3. Move dinner earlier. Finish eating about 3 hours before sleep and avoid a large fatty meal late. This tests reflux, digestion load, and body temperature. Night 4. Run the reflux setup. If you have throat clues, coughing, sour taste, hoarseness, mucus, or chest burn, try left side sleeping in head of bed elevation. Night 5. Screen the airway. Ask a partner about snoring, pauses, choking, or restless breathing. Consider recording audio. If the pattern sounds like apnea, move toward evaluation. Night 6. Audit the environment. Cool the room, block light, remove glowing devices, and use steady sound if sudden noise wakes you. Night 7. Install the stress off ramp. Do the worry appointment earlier in the evening. At 3 a.m., no clock checking, no phone, no problem solving, and no dramatic courtroom case against your own sleep. The final takeaway is this: a good sleep plan is not about forcing the body unconscious. It is about removing the reasons it keeps sounding the alarm. If you wake at 3 a.m., do not start with the question, "What supplement knocks me out?" Start with the better question: what keeps waking me up? If this gave you a clearer checklist, tap like, subscribe to Longevity Compass, and check the description for helpful sleep tools, our Amazon KDP book, and the 7-night checklist. Because better sleep is not just about getting more hours. It is about waking up with the feeling that your body actually finished the job.